In part 1 of this video on library terminology, I discussed the library catalog and the kinds of items you can find there. In this video, part 2, I will discuss the terms periodical, journal, journal article, scholarly article, and peer-reviewed article. You will almost certainly be asked by your course instructors to use journal articles in your assignments or research papers. You have likely read newspaper and magazine articles before, but journal articles are very different from this type of material. Scholarly materials are written for an audience of experts or researchers in an academic discipline. Peer-reviewed articles are also written for an audience of experts or researchers in a discipline. However, peer-reviewed articles are rigorously reviewed by other experts in the same discipline before they can be accepted for publication in a scholarly or peer-reviewed journal. Peer reviewers try to make sure that an article shows, among other things, sound research methodology on the part of the researchers as well as reliable findings. Keep in mind that not all scholarly articles are peer-reviewed. For example, articles such as editorials, news items, and book reviews are not peer-reviewed, though they are often published in scholarly journals, or in journals that contain other items that are peer-reviewed. Also note that peer-reviewed articles are sometimes referred to as refereed articles. Both scholarly and peer-reviewed articles are sometimes called journal articles, as they are typically published in an academic journal. An academic or scholarly journal, then, is a collection of these scholarly and peer-reviewed materials. Journals usually focus on a single academic discipline or aspect of a discipline, and are usually published several times a year. Because journals are published several times a year, they are sometimes referred to as periodicals. They are published on a periodic basis. But watch out for the term periodical when you're looking for scholarly or peer-reviewed materials. Magazines and newspapers are also referred to as periodicals, and magazine and newspaper articles can also be found in many databases. Be aware that magazine and newspaper articles are not scholarly materials, nor are they peer-reviewed. They are not written or reviewed by experts in an academic discipline, though they are usually edited for grammar and sometimes for basic factual accuracy. Magazine and newspaper articles sometimes discuss the results of academic research, but they do not publish original academic research themselves. They are written for a general audience, not an audience of experts or researchers. Here's an example of a peer-reviewed scholarly journal article, published in a journal. The article, entitled English Epicures and Scottish Witches, was published in the journal Shakespeare Quarterly. Now, here's an example of a non-scholarly, non-peer-reviewed article published in a magazine. This article, titled Shakespeare, Poet, Playwright, Scientist, was published in the magazine New Scientist. Although it might sound like this publication is scholarly, it is not. It does not publish original research, and the articles published within it are written by science writers and journalists, not by experts or researchers. The intended audience is the general reader, not an academic researcher or expert in an academic discipline. In this video, we have discussed the terms periodical, journal, journal article, scholarly article, and peer-reviewed article. In the next video, we will discuss databases.